Satya meditation is the meditation where you awaken your energy system. See, we are all energy systems, and it is this all-powerful energy which we all have at birth. And this energy, which has been referred to as Kundalini Shakti in Sanskrit, this energy is located at the base of the spine, and it is formatted in a spiral way. So in a 3.5 coil shaped format, this energy resides in your sacrum bone. The word sacrum comes from sacrus, which is sacred. And it is that sacred or divine energy that we are all born with. Once this energy was connected at birth, but around 2.5 to 3 years, 3.5 years, this energy drops down from the connection which was there. Now the connection is actually from this tiny little soft bone called the fontanel bone, which is located on the top of our skulls. Fontanel bone. So our energy actually comes out and it gets connected to the divine energy, to the universal energy, somewhere over here. Now at birth we were all connected. You can imagine this little beautiful umbilical cord besides that other umbilical cord, connecting us to our absolute parents. But around 2.5 years, our parents start praising us and all the time, showing off, oh, my son is the best. He is a musician at the age of 3. He is a great singer, and you should see the artwork. And it's all about my son, my daughter, my son, my daughter. And so what happens is that our ego gets pumped up at that age. Similarly, on the other side, on the right side, we create another force in this child's life, which is the do's and don'ts, all the time telling the child, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. And so we condition and pattern all the responses of our children. So these two great balloons then start swelling up on the top of our heads. The ego on one side and the super ego, or all the conditioned beliefs that we have about our way of functioning in life. Now these two block that little tiny opening in the skull, and the energy then drops back and settles down in that 3.5 coil format in the sacrum bone. So we are cut off from that connection with the source. And that is our greatest drawback now in life. And with the ego, we start thinking we are doing everything. I am the best, I'm the greatest, I do this, I do that. And we don't realize that actually you are not doing anything. It is all the work which gets done by the universal energy. So that illusion creates the biggest block in our lives. And from that starts the performance anxiety, the competitiveness, comparative all the time status that we create. And the ego creates all types of blocks and illusions in our functioning. Similarly, our conditioning. Oh, you can't behave like this. In this environment, you should be doing this. In our schools, you have to be very polite, you have to be very disciplined, you have to do your homework in time. If you do anything beyond the normal pattern or the norms that are prescribed, you are abnormal or you are a freak. And so each of us keep towing the line and walking along that narrow path, which then limits us as beings. It creates for us such an obstacle that we don't really grow to our fullest potential. So we perform or we live around 1/3 level of our potential, because at the most the Kundalini rises to the 3rd chakra level. And I have to tell you about what chakras are and so on, but at the 3rd chakra level, it gets jammed, because then you are just stuck in the material world, and you just go round and round and round and round and round and round in a maze of illusions, trying to make this world a better place through the material satisfaction of one's life. And therefore, 1/3 of your potential is what gets actualized. The rest of your being is incomplete, not fulfilled, and not connected to the universe. Therefore, you have anxiety, fears, insecurities, and all forms of negativities, because the world becomes too much for you to handle. That is the whole situation today, which we have to really come out of. And the way to do it is to create again the awakening of this all-powerful energy called Kundalini. And Satya meditation is a technique or a technology, you can say. It's like a screwdriver to really let the flow of this energy rise to the level where it can connect to the universal energy. And once that happens, your entire being shifts to a new dimension. And that new dimension is the dimension of inner light, which flows, and it then rises and rises and connects to the source of all-pervading light of the universe. Once that happens, then you are connected. But sometimes what happens is, if you do not meditate regularly, then that connection drops. The connection is important, because if the connection is not there, then the circuit of energy is not complete. This is the circuit of energy. You start with your first chakra, Mooladhara, and then Kundalini starts rising from the 2nd chakra onwards. It goes higher and higher and higher and higher till it comes to the 7th nerve center. From it, it just streams out beautifully as light, and then it creates that connection. Once it is connected, then that light again goes through you. So it is a continuous circuit which is flowing within you. And Satya meditation is the path, which is the path of Satya. Satya is the absolute truth. And what is the absolute truth? It is nothing but the love, the divine love that flows through you. The love of, you can say, the Paramatma, or the source of all life. And that energy when you are connected to, you can imagine how powerful then you are. Nothing is impossible for you then in your life. But that is the magic of Satya. But when you start meditating, you have to cleanse your own inner being. And that is done through a process which is explained in Satya meditation and practiced through Satya meditation.